Hey all, welcome back to another edition of Behind the Bar, beer review number 19 this evening. We're going to be taking a look at another beer out of Boston, Massachusetts. Horrible accent. Sleeper Street by Trillium. We did Trillium last time, which was the first beer that I'd reviewed by them on the channel. Collaboration with Other Half. Had quite a few of their beers and I've loved everything, and that beer was no exception. Watch my review if you want to see me basically geek out about a beer on YouTube. So tonight we're going to check this out. 7.2% alcohol by volume. Sleeper Street. I haven't had this one yet. I've heard pretty good things, but don't know much else about it besides that. But I got it at the same time I got the Green Street. I'm just going to see if I could find bottle date on this. August 4th. So we're still in the month of August, just about 3 weeks. So still plenty fresh on this beer, but let's pop it open, see what we think. Good hiss on that bottle. Tonight we're pouring it into my newest beer glass acquisition from Leo. If you watch these videos, thank you, kind sir. Thank you. Treehouse Tiku. Look how sexy that is. Oh my god, so sexy. I don't have to be jealous of everybody that has Treehouse glassware now because I have them. I got it in a nice shipment of Treehouse as well. So anyways, let's pour this beer out, see what we think. Let this beer sit out for a while, as I've said in some of my other videos and has been said by others. These New England IPAs that and doubles all kind of found that it's best to let them sit out a little bit, 15, 25 minutes. Let them get up closer to room temperature, just because the beer really tends to open up at those points, and the citrus flavors and everything just kind of gets creamier. I freaking love them at that temperature. I think they're delicious. So anyway, so let's check this beer out. That typical Trillium, Trillium. I think Joe patented that statement, but can't see anything through them. Perfectly hazy. Good alcohol in that glass. I mean, I didn't pour it too vigorous, and I got a good finger and a half. And it's like thick, marshmallowy looking head in some parts of this. Big soapy bubbles, but it's like as you swirl it around, it has like that big clump kind of in the middle, like some sours do when you pour them out. Some Jolly Pumpkin kind of heads kind of reminds me of. But yeah, beautiful looking beer. Just a nice like orange juice, pineapple juice kind of color. Just that cloudiness that you get from a lot of those IPAs. But let's check out the nose. Wow, hello, tangerine. Like, you know those like clementine, like little like cuties type things? Man, it's like exactly what this smells like to me. Just like that just really sweet juice that comes out of those. Yeah, maybe a little bit of some melon in there, like some honeydew. That tangerine, just citrusy. Huge tangerine on this. That's crazy. It's so crazy. I swear I'm eating a clementine right now. I really would. But yeah, huge nose. I mean, a little bit of the maltiness that I can definitely pick up on that a little bit. But overall, it's just like these beers typically are. This is definitely a bigger, just huge kind of citrus, fruity nose on it. But enough of that. This looks delicious. Let's give it a shot. Cheers, guys. Wow. That is not what I was expecting. Okay. Sorry, it took me a minute to process this one because it surprised me. This is way different than any of the other Trillium beers that I've had. The tangerine that's on the nose, that citrus element is definitely there. But then I'm getting a lot more just like that crisp, like crackery malt backbone on this is definitely there, more so than any of the other Trillium beers that I've had. And the other odd aspect of this is it finishes really more bitter. Trillium beers are much creamier, much like almost velvety on the tongue, and also on the finish. They just kind of just flow off your mouth, and you're just ready for more. This is not like that. This is much more bitter. This definitely has like a piney like. I didn't look up what hops are in this, but I can tell there's definitely some more. It tastes like there's some more traditional bittering hops in this than all the other Trillium beers that I've had, like a Cascade or something along those lines. That's definitely There's just something pinier to this, and Cascade's probably way off, but it's way different. It's not what I expected at all. It's really good. I mean, that mouthfeel's still there. It's still full. Great carbonation on this beer. The bitterness is just crazy, though. This is the first of beers like this that I've had that really has that, which is great. It's a nice change of pace. I'm happy to see them trying to do it. But like I said, great mouthfeel. The tangerine's definitely there up front. Maybe some peach a little bit, but like honeydew melon. I'm definitely getting melon on the finish as well. It's like a melony kind of melony, like, and with that bitterness, almost piney, grassy. Just kind of that herbal element. Definitely there on the fish. But like I said, dank and bitter. Especially bitterness. Like you can definitely tell it's still on my tongue. Still there. Still there. Fantastic though. I love it. This is a great beer. I have no idea what rating this gets. I didn't look it up. I looked up nothing on this beer. I just want to dive in blind. That's a lot more fun, I find, with beer reviews. But yeah, this is, I will say sorry, that's weird. With that said, this is the most, I will say, of all the IPAs that I've had from these breweries, this is probably the least impressive. It's not fair, because that is like, when you're talking about some of the best beers in the world, the number one, like I swear like 20 of the top 30 IPAs almost, it feels like, are brewed in the Northeast right now. And this is probably the least impressed I've been by them. This is more Midwest to East Coast, or West Coast, sorry, Mid-Coast, like Midwest to West Coast. It's kind of if they had put on here that this was kind of their take on a West Coast style beer, that bitterness, I'd probably believe it. It reminds me of something like almost like a Bell's Two Hearted, or I actually had Pliny this weekend. This actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Pliny, that I had when I was out in California. But anyways, so yeah, that's where I'll leave this. It's a solid A beer. I'd probably go 93, 94 with it, somewhere in there. If Dar's watching this, it'd probably be a 93 plus or something along those lines. But 93, 94 range. I'll see where I'll drink a few more and see where I end up with it. It's really good. I wouldn't turn it down if somebody offered it to me. And as this warms, some of that bitterness is actually going away, which is typically the case with these beers. That's why I don't typically drink them really cold, because they're typically a lot more bitter, bitey on the tongue, especially like right in the front and the back. Just all across, just sticks. And as this warms even more, I'm not getting that near as much. So it kind of goes up a little bit for me. Maybe like a 94 is kind of where I'm thinking right now. But really good. Even their worst beer is still better than basically 95% of what everybody else is putting out right now. This is an A beer. It's an A beer. So yeah. Anyways, that'll do it for this edition of Behind the Bar number 19. I don't know what's going to happen this weekend. Kind of a heads up, I am going to purchase bottles of Morning Delight from Toppling Goliath this weekend, which I am pumped about, which is about a 6.5 hour drive for me, but I've heard that what they're going to have on tap and everything else is going to be crazy, so I'm doing that. I'm going to try to meet up with another fellow beer reviewer, Eric, and maybe do a review with him. If not, I'm probably going to try and do a review in the tap room of me drinking Morning Delight is my goal, because if not, I don't feel like opening my bottles, so I get a pour, so I'm kind of hoping to review that. I've heard that I'm basically going to lose my damn mind. I'm so fucking excited for this beer. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna be doing, like, that's gonna be the start of a pretty crazy week and a half of beer reviews. So just so you guys know, it's not gonna be a lot of in-market stuff. I'm doing, coming up, Treehouse Good Morning, the number one rated beer on Beer Advocate right now, is going to be in my possession tomorrow. So that'll be coming up next weekend. I'm going out to see Joe in San Diego, and we are going to get crazy. So be on the lookout for that. Some crazy verticals, some just crazy shit. So I'm calling the weekend whale slaying. So anyways, guys, I've been rambling. We're at fucking 10 minutes. I'm sorry. But A for this, 94, great beer. If you see it, buy it. It's going to be only on the East Coast, probably only at the brewery. But if you get a chance to get a hold of a bottle, get a hold of a bottle. But that's where I'll leave it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the subscribes. Thanks for the likes. Please keep up the talking. I love it. The last beer review got a ton of comments, and it's been fun. Keep those up. Tell your friends. Tell your pets and animals, and have them spayed or neutered. So that'll be it. Thanks, guys. Cheers.